It is now time for The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good day, traders. Hi, folks. This is your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. I'm coming to you live from the TFNN radio and television network. That's right. You can catch this on Internet TV. All you have to do is go to the homepage of TFNN, click on Channel 1, and you can catch this live. And the beauty about catching this live, folks, is you can take a look at the charts that I'm looking at. I will teach you something today. I guarantee I will teach you something today about technical trading. You'll be able to watch the archive of it, go back, take a look at it. And you can also give me a call at 877-927-6648, and we can take a look at your chart, your stock, your ETF, your commodity, your index, whatever it is that you want to look at. Would love to hear from you. You know, folks, this is absolutely, for me, it's the best time of my day. Now, what's really great is that, you know, I was doing just 2 hours a week. Now I'm doing 7 hours a week, and so appreciative to be able to join Tom to do a show called The Money Masters. We do that from 10 to 11 each day, Monday through Friday, and just really great fun. And so now what I love doing, I get to do more of. Not just 2 hours, not just 4 hours, 7 hours. So give me a call, folks, here, 877-927-6648. I know the value of your time, and I really appreciate your presence here today, and I am grateful for the opportunity to serve you. So let's go take a look at, you know, I said I wanted to teach you something, and with regard to technical trading, if you will. And I'm going to teach you things not just about technical trading, but more so the thought process, you know, because what's so important about trading, and just as anything in life, you know, is understanding the strategy. Because, folks, there's a strategy for winning. There's a strategy for success, just like there's a strategy for baking those wonderful chocolate chip cookies. Now, you know, one of the strategies that I like to employ are the Gartley and butterfly patterns. In fact, we had a caller in our last show, and we were talking about the QLD. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up a daily QLD chart here. And, folks, that is the two-time inverse long position of the Qs. And what I want to show you here on the QLD, folks, is I want to show you how, and you've probably heard me say that when a Gartley fails, that it'll turn into a butterfly. And in this case here, where I'm going to, and if you're going to follow along, you know, you're looking at it on my screen or you're looking at it in the den. In the den, folks, that is a environment that Tom set up here where you've got the best traders that are in there that are also able to educate you and teach you and help you and maybe, you know, give you a signal on something that's out there. And it's a great way. You know, here's the key, folks. If you want to take your life to the next level, what you got to think about is you've got to change your peer group. And what you've got inside the den is a group of folks that are at a higher level from a peer standpoint. And so if you're trying to take your trading to the next level, you know, consider the den as one of the places where you would join. You know, join that community, join that peer group. It'd be great. Now, we're taking a look at the QLD. What I'm doing, folks, is I'm going back to, and what's important is you want to be able to pick out swing points. And swing points, when you're taking a look at a chart, are nothing more than a high to a low that just really kind of stick out at you. And so the high that I'm looking at here is going back to April 26, 2010. The high that we had there was 72.19. Now, the QLD made a low, came all the way down to the date of, let's see, July the 1st. July the 1st, it made a low of 48.34. This high that I'm going back here on April 26, that's what I call my X point, okay? That's like my treasure, if you will. That's X marks the spot. And that's the point that I'm going to be basing my Gartleys from. It's also the point where I'm going to be basing my expansions. Gartleys being retracements and expansions being butterfly patterns, if you will. And you can see on my screen I've got the light blue area. I've got this nice little purple area that I've got going there. And on the blue area, what you're looking at is the first A to B equals C to D. Well, the A point was that July 1st area that I mentioned. Again, the low 48.35. The QLD moves all the way up to the B point on August 19th. You can see that's really the next swing that it made. And the high there that it made was 61.40. Then what the QLD does is it pulls back. It retraces. You know, we talk about the 3 different floors, the .382, the 618, the 786. It pulls back to the .786 area. That was made on the date of August the 27th. And the low that it made there was $50.77. So you have A to B, and then you had the B coming down to the C, but A to B equals C to D. That would have finished at 63.92. Now, what I always tell you that's really important to do is you go to that B point and you take a look at the volume that you have on that B point. The volume there on August the 9th was 3.5 million shares. When we crossed that B point, we crossed it on September 14th. You cross that with 5.5 million shares. When you cross an B point with volume, number one, it tells you that you've got a high likelihood that you're at least going to do it a one-to-one. What I like to see if you've got significant volume, in this case here I consider this significant, tells me that we're going to more likely do a 1 to 1.272. A to B equals C to D. And in this case, the 1.272 expansion of that ABC was $67.38. What does the QLD do? The QLD gets up to a high of 68.15, you know, less than $1 away. So it makes its A to B equals C to D. It's also just a little bit above the .786 area. The 786 on that is 67.09. So it's really what sets up to be a perfect Gartley sell pattern. And what does the QLD do from there? It certainly backs off. It backs off for maybe about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Backs off all the way until it comes down to the low on October 1st. The low that it makes there is 65.53. The low actually was 63.96, and that's on October the 4th. So it makes a low coming back down there. Now, typically, what you would expect is you would expect a dead cat bounce. And where I like to draw that, in the dead cat bounce, folks, that's just saying a .382 retracement. We like to make it sound, you know, actually, I'm kind of an animal lover. I don't know why we call it a dead cat bounce, but that's what, when you hear that, okay, it's somebody who still loves animals, but it's just a way of taking a look at where is the market going to retrace to. And when I take a look at that .382, where I like to draw my tool from is I like to go to that July, in this case here, the July 1st low that was made with $49.08. Maybe it was July 2nd. 48.34 on July 1st, all the way up to the high that we made there on September 27th. And the .382 area would get to 60.74. This shows you how strong the Qs were at that time, because it didn't even make it back halfway to that. So you clear that .786 area. And now on a Gartley pattern, folks, when you make a Gartley and you get to the .618, if you fail there, what that tells you is you're going to likely go to that .786 area. So if you fail at .618, that does not mean you're going to do a butterfly pattern. That just means you're likely going to go to the next Gartley level, which is that .786. So when you can find a Gartley pattern come together at the .786, for me, it actually gives you just a little bit more confidence, maybe a little bit more certainty. But let's face it, we're trading markets. This is not about certainty. Certainty is about putting your stops in place. It's about understanding your money management. It's about risk control. It's about being able to dive into the details, because, you know, we all hear that the devil's in the details. And when it comes to the stock market analysis, you really got to dive into the details. Sometimes diving into the details is taking a look at whatever equity, whatever ETF it might be, and not just taking a look at it on a daily basis. You know, what do the longer term patterns say? When you go take a look at the weekly pattern, does the daily and the weekly pattern line up with each other? Does the monthly, the weekly, and the daily pattern line up with each other? If you break it down into a 60-minute or a 30-minute or a 10-minute, you know, does it line up with each other? And so it's important to do the detail work. Now, when you do have a .786 and you do have a failure, that's when it sets up that you're going to create a butterfly. Now, the first butterfly, butterfly where you're putting your wings out there, and that you're going to get to that first level, on that mountaintop that you're going to head up to, that's going to be the 1.272 expansion. And that's that expansion of that X marks the spot all the way down to your A point. Now, in this case here, that 1.272 expansion, that would take you up into the 79.08 area. 78.68 actually is the exact number that it would take you to. And so when this failed here at the 0.786, the light blue area, what you can see is it went all the way up to that, more purple chartreuse area, that's 78.68. The actual high that it got to before it gave it up a little bit was $80.17. So, you know, that's great, 50, 60 cents away from there. And what you also want to take a look at is you want to understand the expansions between swing points. What you can see here, hopefully you can see on my screen, is you can see this 2.618. So you made a expansion, the B to C expansion, all the way up to that butterfly top there at the 78.68 area of a 2.618 expansion. That's another really great Fibonacci series number. And the 2.618, what's really great about that, folks, is that when you get there, that's kind of like an immediate reversal, because there's only one real level when you're taking a look at patterns. Some charts just simply don't defy patterns. Like Apple defies any kind of pattern recognition, at least with regard to Gartley's butterflies Fibonacci, because when you're going to the moon, you know, that is the pattern. You're going to the moon. In this case here, you get to that 2.618, and when you see those show up, folks, those are trades that you want to take. You want to go do a little bit of homework, but those are trades that you want to take, because that next number is pi, that 3.14. Once you're beyond that, that's it. That's the moon. That's headed to the moon. Now, in this case here, you can see we get to the 2.618, or the 1.272 of the X to A, and what does it do? It backs off. But in that case there, the dead cat bounce, folks, the dead cat bounce on that, you'd be going from your point down here on August 27th, the low of 50.77, all the way up to the high that it actually made on November 9th, and the 0.382 area would be 68.94. It doesn't make it back there. When it doesn't make it back to the 0.382 and it gets back above that first 1.272, telling you it's a real strong move underway. And so if you're in the position, you definitely want to clear out. You maybe even want to consider taking the other side of the trade if the reward to risk is in there. Once you clear a 1.272 expansion, folks, then you head up to that 1.618 expansion. The 1.618 expansion, that would take you into this 86.91 area, 86.93 to be exact. So what happens with the QLD? It gets up to a high of 89.94. Clears it by a little, pulls back for a little bit before it takes off again, and then it does a 2.0 expansion up to 96.04. That's what the target was. Where it actually got to was 95.35 before it started to back off. Folks, hopefully I've taught you a little something there. Our call number is 877-927-6648, and I would love to hear from you. Give me a call, folks. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG. Launched in April, Ken Shreve's newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, has had an overwhelming response, and his outstanding results have not disappointed. Using his unique method of combining a fundamental review of sales and earnings with technical charting for entry and exits, Ken is posting multiple double-digit percentage gains. This month only, you can lock in the low introductory rate of $395 per year. Log on to TFNN.com today to gain instant access to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks newsletter. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
You've heard Bud Rolfs give his expert technical analysis of the stock market on the radio. Now you can have his superior trading advice and his best stock picks delivered right to your desktop every week with his newsletter, The Torch. Using his own trademarked Warpath trading system, Bud will help you to increase your odds of making and saving money in the markets with powerful stock selection, stock analysis, and trading plan strategies. Published every Monday morning, each issue of The Torch features full-color charts in an easy-to-follow format. You will also receive not only the big picture of what's going on in the major markets and critical sectors, but also featured stock picks with complete trading plans and technical setups, as well as the Subscribers Corner, where Bud analyzes stocks submitted by subscribers. Visit tfnn.com today and receive your 2-week free trial of The Torch. That's a $75 value. Sign up now and make sure you receive all the great market analysis and winning trade ideas in every action-packed issue of The Torch from Bud Rolfs.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. This is Steve Rhodes. This is the Trader's Edge. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. And thanks so much for joining me. Let's see. Right now we've got the Dow is down 100 points. We got the composite down 23. The S&Ps are down just a little over 14. And we've got a winner in our Great Panther Gold Silver giveaway contest. It's Suzanne Ashnis from, let's see, she is from Seattle, Washington. This is great. We've got folks from all over the world that are winning silver. And, folks, all you've got to do, this is a summer-long promotion, and all you've got to do is go over to the front page of TFNN.com, and you can sign up. You can win more than once. You know, you're getting really a great coin. I mean, a absolutely stunning, beautiful coin. You know, nothing to it. Just go over to the front page and sign up for it. It's great. And congratulations again, Suzanne. Glad that I could announce you as being my winner on the show here, our winner here at TFNN. And thanks so much for signing up for that. Now, let's go to Mark from Massachusetts. Mark, thanks for holding.
Hi. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Hey, nice sunny day up here in Concord, Massachusetts. I'm not going to complain.
Perfect. That's great. That's great. How's your trading day going? Sounds to me like you're in the money.
Oh, we're in the money. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Yesterday on Tommy's show in the afternoon, your favorite person, Larry Pesavento,
yes,
was saying that if the market does swing, and if he expected that swing to be positive for only 3 to 5 days, I'm assuming trading days.
Okay.
Now, I know on the last show when you were on with Tom, you were talking about that if the market does turn, you were expecting it to turn. And if I remember correctly, you and Tom ended the show talking about what happens if it doesn't turn. Could you elaborate on what you were talking about at that time, maybe looking to how you sense the market will turn, and if it does turn, would you agree with Larry that you would be long for maybe only 3 to 5 days?
Well, with regard to, I sense that everything is set up for the market to make a low today. You know, that's something that we have been talking about for months. So there's nothing new there, nothing new that you know, that my subscribers certainly don't know about, or anybody else. So I've been looking.
If you were short, you would be looking to get out.
If I was short, I would be looking to continue to move my stop down, because just because we see patterns that you know, have been forming, and just because that might be our expectation, that does not mean that's what the market is going to do. I think the time for any real decision might be, you know, determining whether you want or not you want to go ahead and close out. If we close at the lows today, that's where you've got a real decision. You know, do you want to close out your short and go long, or do you want to give it some room? You know, do you even want to have a trade going both ways? I mean, there's just different ways to play it. Intraday, you know, with the market pushing down, and I don't know what it is that you're trading, you might just consider some form of a trailing stop, you know, and just let the market take you out. But it really depends on what your, you know, what your target was, what your money management philosophy is. Just because we believe, just because everything we look at tells us that today could be a turn date, it's also real important to understand that if the market doesn't turn, that what will happen is we could easily just blast through here. Now, with regard to...
Right, you had mentioned that at closing out the last hour with Tom, you had alluded to that effect.
I think what we were talking about is Tom and I are looking to go, are taking a look at the market and trying to determine a spot where we would go long. You know, we think that it might be today, but we really have to wait to see what the market tells us. You know, we're always looking at you know, we've got targets. We're always looking to be able to make trades where our back gets closer to the wall, because it's an easier trade, it's an easier reward to risk trade for us to put on. But we really have to, you know, and I'm really not trying to be ambivalent or anything, just really, you know, talking this through with you, if you will. But, but everything, you know, I've been looking for today to be a low in the marketplace for months. You know,
and Larry has been saying the same thing.
That's right. Doesn't mean we're right, though. Here's the thing. Doesn't mean we're right.
One of the things that Larry has said, that it's all a probability game, that there is no guarantees in this.
Yes, and so that's why my whole focus, Mark, is on mastering money management as one of the things. And so I've got a newsletter called Mastering Probability, and all of, you know, folks, if there was ever a day when you would want to subscribe to it, it's today, because you can get last night's email, which has got maybe 8, 9, 10 different trade setups, possibilities, 30-day money-back guarantee. But in any event, a chance, folks. And Mark, thanks so much for calling in. That's where I think we're going. You betcha. And when we get back, we're going to go to our winner, who won the Great Panther Silver giveaway, folks. We'll be right back.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Volatility is key to any active trader's success. In today's market, volatility is king, and Tom O'Brien has been capitalizing on this market in both of his newsletters. For a brief 10-day period, we're opening up a 2-week free trial to both of Tom's newsletters to all listeners. Now is the perfect time to see how Tom uses volume analysis to capitalize on this trader's market with epic volatility on a daily basis. From now till August 10th only, you can sign up for a free trial to Tom O'Brien's newsletters, Market Insights, and the Gold Report, even if you've had a trial subscription previously. Usually this offer is only open to new customers, but we're so excited about the current market and the opportunities presented that we're opening up this offer to all returning customers as well for 10 days only. As a trader, now is the perfect time to act. Log on to tfnn.com today and you'll see a link directly on the front page for your 2-week free trial. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind opportunity in this one-of-a-kind market. Act today.
Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
So let's go to our man, Dan from Reading, Massachusetts. Dan, are you on the line?
I am. I got a call that I won that Great Panther giveaway.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Hey. That's great. That's great. Did you believe you were going to be a winner?
I doubted it. I don't usually win, but pleased to win.
Starting Tuesday, June 21st through Labor Day, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only. One lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins.
Today's winner is Len Winograd from Hollandale, Florida. How are you today, Len?
Never better. I feel so good. I should be twins.
Congratulations. A beautiful silver coin. How long have you been listening to TFNN, Len?
I listen every day for the last 4 years.
Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for more information. Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It is better when we're together, folks. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes. This is the Trader's Edge. Our call number is 877-927-6648, and it's always so much better when we're together with a winner. And we've got our winner, Suzanne, on the line. Suzanne, how are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah, $40 richer.
Yeah, it's got to like that.
Yeah, even better than that, you got this beautiful coin that we'll be sending out to you today, I'm sure. Yeah, there you go. Now we got the winner music.
Yeah, what a nice surprise.
Ah, that's great. That's great. Thanks so much. And how painful was it for you to enter that contest?
Very easy, actually. Very easy.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't do it, and I thought, why not me? So I did.
Hey, perfect. That's a relatively positive outlook.
Yeah.
Why not me? Now you're a member of the Den?
I am.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, thanks for for participating so much with us here at TFNN. And I apologize because I probably butchered your last name. So
you're in good company. Everybody does. It's Osnes. It's Norwegian.
So, oh, really?
Like Saab. Think about Saab the car.
Okay. Look, when I was a kid, I loved those Saabs. I was always going to have one of those Saab turbos, one of those black convertible Saab turbos. Never got it, though. And I like the old body style better than the new one that they have out anyways.
Oh, well, there's vintage cars around,
Yeah, now you're in Seattle. What are things like in Seattle? What's the environment like market-wise? What do you see going on? You see, growth, stability. What do you see, when you're out and about in Seattle?
There's a house that we drive by, and I feel so it's obviously foreclosed on, but it's like the epitome of this house we couldn't believe. It was built on one of the last vacant lots around. It was a horrible lot, and it sold for massive money.
Yes.
And now it's sitting with weeds growing up, and like that's my symbol for the peak of the housing market. But I think things are starting to get better. I think the real estate market's starting to improve a little bit.
Yeah, so for you, when you see somebody buy that house and then you've hit the bottom, is that it?
Maybe, maybe so.
That'll be your sign, yeah.
Maybe so, that's really been the turn, yeah.
Yeah, now your biggest employers in Seattle would be what? Is Boeing in Seattle?
Boeing still.
Yeah.
And Microsoft.
Microsoft, yeah. And those companies seem to be hiring? You know, what's the employment like in that area?
Well, you know, I don't really know. I'm a former Boeing engineer, but I stopped working when my kids got to a certain age.
Okay.
So I have to say I don't know that my pulse is on it very well anymore.
Yeah.
And then we have Amazon here too.
Right. Hey, great company, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Boy, you know, they obviously a lot of years there where they put a lot of money into the infrastructure, and it took a while to get traction. But boy, once they got traction, they've turned out to be, I mean, everybody uses them at some point in time, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah, yes.
You know, it's a great thing.
Yeah, but us Washingtonians, the whole sales tax thing is a moot point to us. We have to pay it because we're in state anyway. But still,
yes, right.
It still ends up being a good deal. So
yeah, it's convenient, it's simple, but you know, thanks so much for you know, being a part of TFNN. We love to have listeners like you. Thanks for listening in and give me the opportunity to totally blow your last name, but still give us a call. And we're so glad that you won the Great Panther Silver giveaway. So you're going to have a great day today, no matter what you do.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Folks, you bet. So we've got the Dow down 99. We've got the composite down 21. The S&P's down 13. And folks, we'd love to hear from you as well. Just give me a call at 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Launched in April, Ken Shreve's newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, has had an overwhelming response, and his outstanding results have not disappointed. Using his unique method of combining a fundamental review of sales and earnings with technical charting for entry and exits, Ken is posting multiple double-digit percentage gains. This month only, you can lock in the low introductory rate of $395 per year. Log on to TFNN.com today to gain instant access to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks newsletter.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day. Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you know, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It is, folks, and this is Steve Rhodes. This is the Trader's Edge, 877-927-6648. Hope you are having a fabulous Tuesday, just like Susan is, who won our Great Panther Gold giveaway. We had a request from one of our subscribers to take a look at Netgear. That symbol, folks, is NTGR. And when we take a look at Netgear, I remember that Tom and I, when we were doing the show, we were taking a look at how Netgear had fallen out of bed on July 29th. And what you can see, folks, I imagine that it was an earnings release, something like that, and it gapped down. They actually have, the interesting thing here is you've got three gaps. This is one of these three gap plays. Your first gap is from the July 13th to July 14th. It gapped down just a bit. Let's see, the gap that's open there, the low on the 13th is 42.67. The high is the high is 42.16. Then the next gap that you have is from July the 26th to July 27th. You've got a gap at 38.73 to 38.96. And then you've got this third gap here, this third exhaustion gap, potentially. And the interesting thing here is that in the case of Netgear, where it came down to, and when we were taking a look at this, we were talking about how stocks will come down to volume bars. It's so important from a technical standpoint that when you pull up a chart, to go ahead and take a look at it and find the volume spikes. But the first thing that you should be paying attention to are those volume spikes, because that's where you've got your real support or resistance. Because you've got some institution, maybe an institution had been, accumulating stock for months and months and months. In this case here with Netgear, maybe they were accumulating it, during this low volume period from November to February or so, and continued to. They probably were, quite frankly, accumulated way back here in the 2009 time frame. But they were accumulating it, and then all of a sudden you have this big gap up, this real big markup, which took place on April 29th. Now, what you had there was you had a total of, let's see here, you had 4 million shares. The day before it had done 510,000 shares. Now, there's a swing point there that I was taking a look at, which is from April the 18th, and the low on that swing point was 31.72. When we had this gap down on July 29th, where it got to was 30.51. Now, it came down with 2.4 million shares. Now, it really wasn't going against that swing point so much as it was going against this gap here with 4 million shares. But what you really like to see on something like this is you'd really like to see it come back and test that swing point on light volume, and it has a chance to do that. So what you really want to do is you really want to take a look at that candle on April the 18th. And if you can get a test on that on less than 424,000 shares, then it might be worth taking a small position on. And what you want to do is, in something like this, you don't have to put a big stop in there. But of course, I say that, and yet this is a stock that seems to have lots of gaps. Gaps ups, gaps down. And so, Netgear is kind of all over the place. I don't really follow the stock, don't know why there's so many gaps out there, but just something. So hopefully that helps. The gal that was Chris that was interested in taking a look at that. let's go take a look at the the 4 primary ETF indexes and see what we have going out there. Now, if we take a look at the diamonds, this is kind of interesting. And we take a look at diamonds. I'm going back, we talk about swing points. And the swing point here on the diamonds, that's the DIA, folks. That's the Dow 30 stocks. That's the ETF for that we really want to take a look at is June the 15th. And on June the 15th, we have 20 million shares. The high that we had there was 120.06. We're trading right now at 120.01. And assuming I've got my feed is working out okay here, which it is, we've only got 2.6 million shares. We've got 2.6 million shares going into 20 million shares. Now, that is a real nice trade setup. That's a real nice trade setup if you close above the 120.06, because you would be rejecting that swing point on lighter volume. And so, you want to kind of watch the diamonds in that area if you're taking a look at a diamond trade. There's not a Gartley pattern or anything like that. This is just simply a straight retracement, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days back. Going back to Mark, who had called, and Mark was asking about, what should he do about his short positions? Should he, take them off the table right now? I was suggesting using some type of trailing stop method because, Larry, myself, Tom, anybody who's identifying dates where they should be turn dates, that does not mean that it's going to happen. Now, because there are so many aspects, because there's so much, if this turns out not to be a turn date and tomorrow we open up lower, my belief is that the market will continue to go down much lower, and I'll just have to decide what it is that we want to do at that stage. But you want to take a look at that. Now, what you'd really love here is you'd really love to see the market push down, even further, test the bottom of that June 15th swing point. Because when you test the bottom of that swing point, which here, folks, is 118.55, so it's doable. You'd love to be able to see it, test that on light volume, reject that, close up above the low, close up above the 118.55, and then you got some real action. So let's go to our man Mike. And Mike, thanks for calling in. What did you want to look at?
Arrow, ARW.
ARW. Are you in this? Whoops, I got to pull up the right symbol here. ARW. Are you in this? Looking to get in? Looking to get out?
I just bought I bought 100 shares two days ago. It's still falling down.
Yeah. And is this a stock that you normally trade? How'd you come across?
I have traded this in the past.
Okay.
And I like the chart.
Okay.
They got earnings. They met their earnings or exceeded their earnings, but guidance was lower.
Okay. And so when they announced earnings, when did they announce those earnings?
Last week.
They did. Okay, so maybe it was on.
Got killed.
Yeah. Okay, Angela. And so what it did here. So the first thing, that Mike, I'd like you to take a look at are these swing points. And the swing point here, if you're just looking at a chart, they're really pretty easy to identify. And the swing point on this, and again, folks, the symbol is ARW, is June 20th, 2011. Now, that swing point had 840,000 shares. So that really set up one of our B points. The A point on this would go all the way up to the swing point and high that it made on April the 27th. And the high there was 47.50. Now, what happened here, Mike, was that on July 18th, you came down on massive volume, 4.3 million shares versus the 840,000 shares you had on June 20th. But stick with me if you wouldn't mind. I'd like to walk you through this. We'll take a look at it, see where maybe it's going. Folks, get in on the action. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave and very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today. Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading in the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, as well as more than 35 different mining equities. For the low price of $150, you will receive 13 weeks of the Gold Report, or you can order up to a full year for under $500. If you'd like to find out more about the Gold Report, log on to tfnn.com, or for more information, call our office at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, 877-927-6648. This is the Trader's Edge, and we've got our co-host Mike from Tampa on, and we are taking a look at ARW. So, Mike, when I take a look at ARW, there's a couple things that I look at. Do you use any technical Fibonacci, retracement, Gartley tools, anything like that?
I don't use the Gartleys. I just put the fib on it.
Okay.
On a 60-minute, 2-month chart.
Okay. So now what I've got up is I've kind of torn this apart a little bit on a daily chart. And I also put the fib up there. And when I take a look at the Fibonacci retracement tool, I'm going all the way back to the low that it made on July 6, 2176. And going all the way up to the top, made that top at 47.50 on April 27th. Now, the .382, that was $37.67. The 618 is $31.59. Now, one of the other things I do, and I mentioned this, during one of the segments, is I always go back and I take a look at those volume bars and see, what volume bars do we have out there. So, irrespective of the high volume bars we've had in the last couple of weeks, you had another volume bar down on January 19th. The high there at 37.62, the low of 36.62. You're trading below that. So that's a little resistance area. The next time you've got any volume is October 27th. The high we have there is 30.46. Now, the interesting thing is that high of 30.46, not that far away from that 0.618. The 1-to-1 AB equals CD down that it's making looks like it's going to take this to $30.85. But there are two ABC downs that we're taking a look at. We're taking a look at the first one that I gave you, and I believe that that is more likely going to do it has the potential to do more like a 1 to 1.272, which would take you to the 0.786. It would take you to $27 on this stock. The 1-to-1 to $30. The smaller ABC just goes to the time frame of July 5th, the high that it made there, $42.15, came down to, when I guess maybe they had the earnings, the July 18th date, and it made a low there of 34.21. What's it do? It goes up on some lighter volume to, July 26th, I think, up to the 38.01 area, and then comes down. Now, that B point had... that B point there had 4.3 million shares. You came into that with 4.3 million shares on July 27th. So you come smashing into that, a smaller ABC. That smaller ABC finishes right underneath the larger ABC. That finishes at 30.09 versus 30.85. So this is communicating to me all over the place that this wants to go lower, which is really not what you wanted to hear. So, okay. Yeah. So I would be, if for me, even if the market were to turn and even if the market were to make a bounce from here, I think there's better places for you to park your money to get a better return, because you've got, too many shareholders that might be looking to get out of this thing. You've got too much resistance, too much choppiness. I would look for something that maybe has a little bit better. You want to be in the stock when you can get above those levels. Okay. Okay, because so that's my thoughts on it. So, but Mike, thanks so much for calling, and I appreciate it. And folks, quickly here, had a request to go take a look at the DAX, and if I can find my world index, the DAX is off 157 right now, and the DAX is, when I was doing my show with Tom, we were taking a look at the Gartley pattern that it was making. The Gartley pattern was at 68.44. It was a real nice Gartley pattern where it looks like it's headed down to the 0.786 area. That's 67.24. And so, folks, thanks so much for calling. Thanks so much for being with me. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to serve you. So grateful for you being here. Stay tuned for Don Kaufman. He's coming up next, and tune in tomorrow at 10 to watch Tom and I, the Money Masters. Take care, folks. Have a great day.